You'll be fighting sleep on the couch after all the turkey, but the late game on Thanksgiving is a good one. 49ers Seahawks, we talk about it next on DJ Football. Welcome into DJ Football. He's the NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah. I'm Ryan Brown. Thanksgiving gives us a really good set of games. The late one is the one we'll focus on right now. San Francisco, a 7-point favorite at Seattle. The show presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round. They will match your sign-on bonus at 50% up to $1,000 with code next round at MyBookie.ag. What is up, DJ? How are you today?
I'm doing great. What's going on, Ryan?
Not a whole lot, man. I love me some Thanksgiving football. The Lions, they're good this year. We've watched a lot of bad Lions football on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys, we've seen some good and some bad from them on Thanksgiving. The Egg Bowl in college with Mississippi State. Never know what's going to happen there, but this primetime game is going to be a fun one. 49ers at the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And I think, I love it when we get division games on a short week. I think that's kind of an equalizer. You can talk about, man, it's tough when you got to travel on a short week. It's such an advantage for the home team. But when you have the familiarity and the preparation process, man, that kind of evens the playing field a little bit.
It really does. Well, let's start with the team that is traveling. The 49ers on the road in Seattle. Purdy was perfect, man. Brock Purdy.
Oh, my gosh.
21 of 25, 333, 3 touchdowns, no picks. The quarterback rating of 158.3, the El Perfecto, the perfect number there. Hard to have a better game than that.
Yeah, and it was clean. I mean, not just, impressive, but just it was on time, back foot, timing, accuracy, in cut, shallow cross, in cut. I mean, they just wore out the middle of the field, which is that's what's so challenging when you play those guys is that you want to try and stop McCaffrey in the run. You're going to pull your linebackers up. Well, if you do, they're going to live right behind you in that second level. And he throws that ball, that in cut. And I know I'm not comparing him in any way, shape, or form to the Hall of Famer, but Kurt Warner will tell you he built his house on that throw. Like that's literally what put him into the Hall of Fame. He throws, he doesn't have Kurt's arm, but he throws that with that same anticipation and timing and accuracy as Kurt does. It's pretty impressive.
So it wasn't too many weeks ago, though. We were talking about Brock Purdy looking a little bit more like Mr. Irrelevant than what he had been. What has changed?
Well, they've gotten leads. Their numbers are what they are. They don't play from behind. They're not a play from behind team. Kyle Shanahan's never been a play from behind coach. So they'll be able to jump on people. And then when you have threat of run, again, it just creates some of those windows and some of that space. And, Brandon Ayuk went off. He's averaging, I think, close to 20 yards a catch now on the year. So he's just got a comfort level with him. And they're, they've got him in a rhythm. And to me, you've got to disrupt his rhythm early. He got sacked. I want to say he did still get sacked 4 times in that game. So, again, I feel like every week we have this conversation. We talk about the inevitable collision that we're on between the Niners and the Eagles. And that's still, when you've seen the Niners struggle a little bit, that's been part of the problem. You get behind early and the right side of that offensive line is not great. So it was a perfect game from the quarterback, no question. But there still are some issues they need to clean up.
Well, defensively, they played well, too. Now, look, Tampa is not setting the world on fire offensively this year, but still, they gave up just 287, created 2 turnovers. And that has been one of the things this year. You see what kind of coach DeMeco Ryans is. He's in running for Coach of the Year. His team is the playoff mix in the AFC. And a lot of times you lose a coordinator like that, it can be a hiccup, and it really has not been the case for San Francisco.
Yeah, it's interesting. With Chase Young coming over there now, man, they can get home with 4, and they just kind of sprinkle in enough, extra rushers just to keep you off balance a little bit, and they can get home there as well. But I mean, you've got Chase Young, who's a power rusher. Then you've got on the inside Armstead, who can walk you right back to the quarterback, and then you have to deal with his length. Then you got Hargrave, who has that power but also has the quickness, and then Bosa puts all those packages together in one. So, it's a big time front, and then on the back end, a big injury for them with Talanoa Hufanga, who's been a playmaker. He goes out of the lineup. Jair Brown goes into the lineup out of Penn State, who I really liked in the draft, and he looked awesome. So I don't know if there's going to be any fall off there, and that's a big injury for most teams when you lose a player like that, and they just throw another guy in there who's ready to roll.
It is DJ Football. He is Daniel Jeremiah of the NFL Network. We'll talk about the Seattle side of this 49ers Seahawks matchup. The Hawks coming off a loss against the Rams as they head back home for the primetime Thanksgiving game against the Niners. The show presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. They will match that initial sign on with a 50% match up to $1,000 when you make your initial deposit there. When you use code next round, MyBookie.ag, code next round. That is MyBookie.ag, code next round. Also, DJ's favorite sponsor is Manscaped.com. They got the handyman. They give you that handyman, man. You go on the road with it. It's easy to travel with because it's compact. Great razor at home as well. That's not their only product, though. They got a ton of products. The Beard Hedger that I use all the time. They've got that Weed Whacker. Takes care of the nose hair and the ear hair and the lawnmower, the full body and the undercarriage. That's what they do right there with Manscaped.com. Also great boxer shorts, male products. Manscaped.com, code TNR20. No, wait a minute. It is code DJF20 for DJ football viewers. Code DJF20. Make sure you use that right code there. I gave you the wrong one initially. Code DJF20 to get 20% off your initial order at manscaped.com.
Do you know how frustrated you'd be if you think you finally got a chance, you're going to get a discount, you're going to take care of your undercarriage, and then you gave out the wrong code?
I know.
You think
I know.
how frustrating that would be.
Right there on Black Friday, too. You're going,
like, brutal.
So idiot, give me a wrong code. DJF20 is the right code. Seahawks went to the Rams. They had a kick to win it at the end. Sean McVay with an interesting play call on second down. They're down on the goal line. He throws a pass, incomplete, which allows Seattle to save a timeout and 40 seconds on the clock. So Seattle had some life at the end of that game, but can't connect on the field goal. Disappointing win for the Seahawks coming into this, or loss, excuse me, for the Seahawks coming into this game.
Yeah, no question. And the big question is going to be about the health of Geno. And it looks like as we're recording this right now, it looks like he is going to play. So to be able to get him out there is going to be big for them. I think against this Niners team, you've got to get out fast. You've got to start fast. And Kenneth Walker being out of the lineup more than likely means you get some Zach Charbonnet. They want to mix in the run. And I think he'll get a good workload there. But they've got to hit some explosive run. They've got to get some big plays. They've got to get a lead in this game. They've got to force the 49ers to play from behind. If they get down early, it'll get ugly. But I just know in this division game, especially in this location, they'll play well. I think Seattle, I think this game comes down right to the end. I think there's going to be a really physical affair. I think to me, really the key is, can they get out? Can they get out fast? If they can get out fast, I think they can win.
I'll say this for Geno Smith. He was out of that game, banged up, injured, came back in on that final possession that led to the missed field goal and threw some very nice balls. I mean, he gutted through it, man. I don't know the depth of that injury for him right now and whether or not he'll play Thursday night, but he gutted through it Sunday and put his team in a position to win.
I know one thing. If he doesn't play, they might pull this video down. So, he's got to play. For them to be competitive, for them to win this ball game, they don't win this game without Geno. He has to play, and it sounds like he will. I'd be shocked if he doesn't play. But no, he needs to play. He needs to play well.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, we did a video last week about a Browns game. We had no more uploaded the video than Deshaun Watson has announced.
How about that? Yeah, there goes that one.
Yeah, so poor Geno. We hope Geno is okay.
Oh yeah, we can't give him the curse here. We can't DJ football him here. Come on.
No, let's don't do that. But in divisional terms, obviously a far more important game for Seattle. A home game, and B, you can't lose back-to-back games like this in your division and survive, and that would be back-to-back divisional losses for them.
Yeah, and look, if they had won last week, which we all expected them to, and then came back and lost the game to the 49ers, okay, they're still in it. They're still hanging in there. Exactly. You feel okay about them. But, man, to lose that game last week, now the pressure ramps up. You cannot drop another one here. So, it'll be a festive atmosphere for sure. The tryptophan might have the rest of us a little tired, but I don't imagine up in Seattle it will.
No. They'll be wide awake. In all of your travels, I don't know how many games you've been to in Lumen Field.
I've been there a bunch. Yeah,
it's regarded as one of the most difficult places to play. Does that bear out to you?
Yeah, no, it's very loud. It's very loud. It's a fun atmosphere. It's like a clean atmosphere, like a wholesome atmosphere, not like not a big like flipping you off on the bus on the way in. Just kind of give you a wave.
Not like the old school Black Hole Raiders.
No, the Raiders, that was amazing. I do kind of miss that with them in Oakland, and just it didn't matter if it was a mother of four or if it was a heavy set inebriated man. You're going to get the same finger salute from everybody.
Yeah, but so a wholesome, loud crowd in Seattle.
Yes,
because it looks like it looks when you see
it goes straight up.
That's what it looks like, from the aerial shots. Yeah,
it goes straight up, and it's funny because there's some space where the sound you would think would escape, but it doesn't. It does not. It gets very loud in there.
Yeah, it also looks dark in there every game. Like the sun,
because the clouds, man.
Yeah, I know. But even if the sun's out, like the way that roof is, it just looks dark. Enough about the architecture. They're actually going to play a game. 49ers favored 7 currently on the road at the Seahawks. That line from mybookie.ag for the primetime NBC game Thanksgiving. MyBookie.ag, code next round to get that 50% sign-on match up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.ag. Don't forget code next round. Also, Manscaped.com. The right code is DJF20 to save 20% off your initial order at Manscaped.com. See, I got it right. I'm not
there you go.
Complete idiot.
Yeah, thank you.
Code DJF20 at Manscaped.com. He is Daniel Jeremiah, and this is DJ Football.